I'm with Tristan Hart, the winner of the King of the Motos 2025. Absolute incredible ride today, Tristan. How hard was it? Tell us about your day.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. A lot of people thought I was kidding when I said top 10, but I was actually pretty serious. A lot of people didn't know, but I had an operation done the week after Everett on my wrist just to try and get some more longevity out of this old body. And then like 3 days, once I started riding in January, I had this second thing go wrong. So 2 operations. So really, I've ridden twice or so since Everett, and yeah, I honestly had no expectations. I literally just came here to see what could happen, and I guess it turned out it wasn't as bad as I thought, or I just adapted to kind of meet in the middle of the injury. And then on the last lap, I just dug deep and started using the broken finger. And I realized with Will riding as good as he was, the only way to win, I think, was to use the index finger. So the last lap, I gritted my teeth and used that thing, and kind of paid off.
Unbelievable. The way that you laid it down on that 4th lap was nuts. Is there anything else that you want to say? I mean, I think you pretty much said it with you. You spoke, your riding did all this talking today.
Yeah, not much else to say. Just it's pretty cool to see what the body and mind can do when you really want something. Because I think everything was against me, and I think everything was going for Will. He was just riding so confident. You could kind of see it in him, and yeah, but I guess I wasn't denied today.
What were you saying to yourself to dig that extra little bit that you needed to bring it to the finish line?
I just kept saying, you gotta stay with him, you gotta stay with him. So I was dragging my tongue so hard, and it was also pretty demoralizing because it seemed like he wasn't even trying. He was just kind of floating around and I'm like, wow. And my form was horrible because I wasn't able to grip properly. So I looked like a bag of chips out there today. But then once I used that finger, I could stand up like I needed to, and everything worked out. But it was for sure, like, until the 4th lap, it was about 2.5 hours of just a beat down from Will. It just seeming like he was going to be the winner, but I just knew, don't quit, and sometimes stuff can happen, and today it did. So that was probably up there on top 5 my coolest wins or most memorable wins I've ever had. And yeah, I think cool thing to do, and I'm on to Hawaii now.
Congratulations, Tristan Hart. Such a savage. He sounds like it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
And congrats, dude. You're the man.
Cheers.
Second overall on the day, Will Reardon, debut on the Sherco. Nice ride. Tell us about your day. How hard was it?
It was good. First ride on the Sherco. First race. Nearly first ride. I've been on one for about a month. And honestly, I really like it. I think this weekend proved that to everyone and myself, really, because at first I didn't know how it was going to be. As I said before, like, I've only ever ridden Austrian bikes, and this being carby, like, I didn't know how it was going to go, and then KYB suspension. But I'm super impressed with everything, really. The suspension is dialed. Can thank Cooper and Cody for that, because they've developed it for, I don't know, last few years, right? And then the power's good. These have so much torque. We do put a high compression head on, but that's it. So it's minimal, But today was good. We got the win yesterday, so started off right. I don't know, I'm pretty hungry, very hungry. Wasn't happy with how last year panned out. Kind of lost my ride, and then had nothing for a while. It wasn't easy getting the Sherco ride, let's say that. But it worked out, which I'm super thankful for. But yeah, so last year with that, and then Enduro Cross getting ended early. Didn't have a ride at home, injured, It was not looking too good, honestly. But it's all worked out. I got a new mechanic, Liam, from Australia. He's unreal. He's from Supercross, so this is a fair bit different for him. So he had a good weekend too, because it's not easy keeping any bike together during a hard enduro. So he's learnt a lot with the Sherco, myself included. But yeah, good first outing on it.
Congratulations. It seemed like you led most of the laps today. Like you were in the lead most of the time today, and although Tristan put the hammer down on lap 4, it seemed like you just were consistently just pushing. It seemed like you were riding like you're ultra hungry and focused. Like, nice ride, dude. That's all.
Yeah, no, it was good. I did lead quite a bit. I got a good start. This thing fires up so nice. So 2 good starts in the weekend, and then yeah, I did lead most of it. Pits were not good. Pretty frustrating. So everyone pitted halfway after lap 2, and then I had to pit going into the last lap, and the dump can we're using was so slow, so we'll fix that. But yeah, so I was losing a lot of time on the pitch, which was frustrating. But as you said, caught up and made the pass. But then on the last lap, Tristan clicked it up a gear. He was gone. I was able to get Ryer back. Yeah, so I'll take second. It was good.
Such a confidence builder too coming into the season, I imagine. What does it do for your confidence going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's good. Myself, the bike, because there was a lot of unknowns, you know. So I'm really confident with everything now. Myself, Liam, mechanic, bike, program. I got new sponsors this year too. Shoei helmets, City boots, and then Usui. So that's sick. Confident. My gear's good.
Those new Crosshair X's are nice, right?
Yeah, we're just talking about that. I got a fresh set yesterday. So I guess they're new.
Yeah.
So they just sent them. The inside's so grippy, and I wore them for the first time. Like I broke them in the morning. But they were good. I'm pumped with them. They look sick too. Match my helmet.
Yeah, sick.
Kid's good.
Sick boots. He's so dialed, dude. And the prologue win, by the way, was so gnarly. You straight up got out front and read your GPS and went faster than everybody else, and that's not easy to do. It seemed like you proved a point on the prologue day, and you kind of backed it up today. So congratulations on a second place. You're the man.
Nah, thanks. Appreciate it, boys.
All right, I'm here with Ryder Blond, 3rd place on the day, King of Motos 2025. Tell us about your day. How hard was it? How did it go?
Yeah, another good battle. Somehow this race always leads to battles with top 3 or 4 guys. This year it was just me, Will, and Tristan for pretty much the whole race again, like till halfway through the last lap, which was cool. That makes it go a lot quicker, makes it more fun. Sometimes you're out there by yourself and it gets really boring. So yeah, having everyone together was cool, and yeah, I got 3rd again this year, 3 years in a row. But yeah, it was a good race, I guess. I don't know.
So your stoke levels aren't mega high for 3rd place?
No, I'm not too stoked. I felt like I could have won it. Going to the last lap, I was like, I saw it, dude. I saw Tristan's bright green gear, I don't even know what color, but stuff sticks out, and I just see it, dude. It's like when a bull sees red. I saw that, and I was going for it, but it didn't work out.
Dude, I saw you get stuck in that one canyon called Baby Rocks or something.
Yeah.
When your foot peg was under a rock or something.
Yeah.
I was up on a bridge watching you, and you're like, "Fuck!" What was going on?
Exactly what you just said. I was screaming, yelling. I could not get it out, dude. It was just wedged like perfectly where when I go to pick it up, it would hit something. When I go to move it back, it would hit something. I don't even know how I got in there, but
You were stuck.
and I got so mad because I had just caught Tristan there too. Like the lap was kind of caused him, like he kind of cleared the way, and I was like 30 seconds back and immediately like gained like 20 seconds and like 10 feet. I was like, yes, and no, just like right in a hole. And then yeah, that led to me pretty much ruining the rest of my race. I kind of panicked after that, but not really. Like I was sending it most of the race because I had a couple scenarios where I lost Will or Tristan, and I had to catch back up. And every time I could catch back up, I had the speed, but the last time it just bit me. Right after that, I crashed, and yeah, I just had nothing left after that. I guess I felt really good before that, and then I guess it just took everything out of me. Like just like all the adrenaline goes, you're just like, oh crap, I'm tired. I had nothing left. Pretty much like tried to keep Will behind me, but just kind of he got by, and I was like, maybe I'll get him on the last hill, and then I just had nothing at that point. Luckily, Cody was further back. He probably would have got me too, honestly.
Good ride, dude. Third place. Did you lead laps this race?
Dude, I don't think I was in the lead much. Like, I got the whole shot. 'Cause I didn't want to be in the dust or, like, have any issues in that first hill and be far back. I knew I wanted to be in the lead group because it's super important at this one, especially with the dust.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't really lead because I didn't have GPSs from lap 2 because I was on the starting line, and one of my GPSs said low battery, and that died, like, right away. And then on lap 2, my other one died. I don't know what happened because I used the same batteries I was using all week.
You had to stick with those guys.
I had to, yeah. My biggest...
Well, if they're the same batteries you've been using all week, there's your problem right there.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean. Same style, same brand or whatever.
Were they new?
Yeah, they're brand new this morning.
Shit.
So I don't know what happened with that, but I mean, it wasn't really that big of a deal because lap 3 and 4 were the same. So I knew if I got through lap 3, I could still do my thing. And I think everyone's goal at this race is, like, check out lap 4, like, get a little bit of a gap. And I tried so hard not to let Tristan do that, and, like, barely let him, and then yeah, he gapped us after that. But yeah, it wasn't fun. I was pretty stressed out. I was like, man, if I lose, like, sight of either of them, even on, like, 20 seconds back and just can't see which way they went, I was like, man, I'd have to wait for Cody or whoever's next.
Yeah,
and, like, that wouldn't have been good. So yeah, luckily managed to keep them in sight. It was a little tricky there at the end of the third lap. I was, like, just far enough where, like, I could just see their dust. I was like, man, I hope it's just not dust blowing. But yeah, lucked out again. Kind of lucked out yesterday and today with GPS, with just guessing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he's third place. Good job. This is a solid ride, man.
Yeah, okay.
How was your bike? Are you happy with your sponsors?
Yeah, the bike's great. I felt so good on the bike this year. I didn't change anything. Gearing's a little different than last year, but yeah, suspension, everything, bike's good.
You're the man. I'm here, fourth place overall. Cody Webb. Lots of changes coming into this year. Still seems like you had a pretty solid ride. Why don't you tell us about your day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really too bummed out about it. Obviously, I really want to finish on the podium, first outing on the Yamaha, but we did the best we could. Right off the bat, I put myself in a bad position. I just went straight OTB, like, as soon as we went out of sight over the first hill. Didn't get a great start. Cooper got a really good jump, and then I don't know, it was a hodgepodge of all of us, and then I was just in a bunch of dust coming down a downhill and just dropped the front in a hole I didn't see and lost a bunch of positions I had just gained, and then even more on top of that. And it was so dusty and dry this year, so I didn't want to, like, take a high risk chance. I'm like, it's a long race, we'll make the best of it and get back up. And I think it just took me a little bit too long to get back with that lead pack. And Will, with Tristan and Ryer all got really good starts. So by the time I got into fifth, Flintstone was up there with those guys.
Yep.
And they were checked out. Like, I'd be in a valley and I'd see them all the way at, like, the other side. Like, I'd be coming in and they'd be climbing out. So I kind of just got stuck there. And the same thing happened to me a few years ago here. I think Taylor ended up, like, breaking his thumb or crashing, and I, like, caught him and barely got on the podium, but it was the same story. And at the end of the day, they just kind of kept slowly pulling away from me. I would gain some time back in the really hard stuff, and then the fast stuff, I was struggling a little bit today. And I think just not having a ton of time in terms of, like, race pace, it was morely just, like, testing and getting the bike figured out. So myself personally, like, my fitness isn't bad, but, like, I've been slacking off at the gym because, getting my bike was more important than anything. And at the end of the day, like, super proud of what I was able to accomplish. I had Gator come out twice and basically started these bikes more or less like December 10th, and a little over a month later built 3 of them out, and a lot of effort, some testing in between on the one race bike, and really good, like, base platform start, I would say, from where we were. Got a little bit of suspension changes maybe to make. I'm going to try some billet triple clamps as well to get a little bit more flex. With the cast clamps, you have to actually run them a little bit tighter. So hopefully get a little more flex. The front end was really rigid for me today. And I think the fact that this bike's kind of based off a motocross platform, and, Chad Reed was hitting supercross whoops on this thing, I think it's a little rigid compared to the steel frames. And, it's weird. You think of aluminum, it's lighter and more malleable, but there's a lot more, like, meat there because it's obviously lighter material. So I think a couple mixture of things, but at the end of the day, like, I can't be that bummed. I put my whole program together and super proud of what I was able to accomplish, and I still obviously want to do better and do more, but good start, and we'll move forward from here.
Dude, such a solid effort, and it looked like a couple times throughout the day you actually started to reel those guys in even.
Yeah.
So, and you looked comfortable on the bike from what I could see, and those couple efforts that you made, like you closed the gap a few times, and it was so hard it looked like, because since they're in their own pack, the three of them are navigating.
Yeah.
When you're navigating on your own, trying to catch those guys, so the navigation makes it tough, and it's just hard to reel those guys in, but it looked like a solid effort for your first time out on the blue bike. Nice work today, dude.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, like you said, I'd catch a little bit and then lose it back on the fast stuff, and I just, there's a couple little things that were just kind of holding me back, and I have a good feeling of 3 changes I can make right off the bat, and could have shaved probably a couple minutes off my time at the end of the day. But if the whole race was exactly like that final hill climb, I think I would have been pretty well off. So I nailed that pretty good just for having fun by myself at the end of the race, and took a cool couple rock-to-rock lines. But yeah, kickstart Cody was out there. I definitely kicked it more times than I anticipated.
How many times?
I'm going to have to go through on the GoPro, but probably at least 20, at least. Yeah, I also bent my chain guide in pretty good. This isn't the race bike. This is the Y bike.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm like, every time I go downhill, I'm stalling. And like, it definitely is like a YZ thing. Like the float levels, I think, come a little rich. So it basically floods itself out sometimes. So you got to kind of do the
gotta
go
keep it
downhill.
running.
Yeah. So that wasn't fun. I got a couple. There's one time I had like 3 bump starts in a row. I failed. I'm like, come on! But it's so dry and loose.
Yeah,
If it was wet.
You're just like going like this down the hill.
So yeah, I definitely have to do a couple edits to my GoPro because I was getting mad at myself where I'd stall at dumb spots. It's part of the game. I chose it.
Yeah.
This is on me, right?
Well, dude,
So.
it's also huge. I mean, you're also bringing a Japanese manufacturer to the table. The Yamaha guy here seemed pretty stoked on what's going on with you, the program, the series, the races. So, just having you do something different, you're bringing a lot of value to the sport by doing this. And although it's a new challenge for you, it seems like it's a great thing.
Yeah, for me, at the end of the day, it's super positive. And, I had head of 4-wheel racing at Yamaha here this weekend. Normally it's at Supercross, doing all the filming stuff for Tomac to look at practice sessions. But, he came out here all weekend, giving us 2 cents on stuff here and there, but mostly just observing and kind of learning what we have going on here. And then today we had basically, I think he's product development or something like that. I forget exactly what it is, but he's on the GYTR side of things out of Georgia. So really not a head honcho, but a big name of Yamaha was here today, and a really big guy at marketing as well. So they came out just for the race after Anaheim too, and I wish I could tell everyone what's going on. I don't even know myself, but the fact that they're out here doing something and showing interest, it's really cool to be a part of that and kind of be in the face for them.
Awesome. Thanks for doing what you do, Cody. Nice ride today.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Riley Bender. He made his pro debut this weekend at King of the Motos on his factory short coat, 8th overall. Riley, tell us about your day.
Yeah, super stoked on the day. First pro race, first race with the Factory One guys, and my only goal was the top 10. Got the job done with the P8, so I couldn't be happier, honestly. First race back since my big injury. I've only had like 3 weeks on the bike, and I was off for like over 7 months. So yeah, good to see that I can still do this.
Good for you. How hard was it, and what were you saying to yourself to keep pushing throughout the day?
It was so brutal, and the course was brutal, of course, but the pace that we were running was so high, and I was battling with kind of 6th and 7th the whole time, and it was everything I had to hang on those guys. My goal was just keep them in sight, and I was able to kind of make some passes here and there, but wasn't able to keep any make any stick. But I was just trying to keep them in my sight and try to stay with those guys because that's where I want to be. I want to, by the end of the year, be fighting for top 5s. So yeah, just trying to stay with those guys and learn how to run that pace with them.
Congratulations, you're the man. We'll see you at the other ones. You must be. This must be so good for your confidence going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, with the first round, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the season. and being able to have a good first round just has so much more confidence going in the rest. Like, I know what I need to work on to be better, but I'm really happy with where I'm at.
Good job, dude.
Thank you.
You're the man.